Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you the Kennedy Montessori musical group who will be performing to start our program. Under the direction of Ashley Sunmer.
I will be reading my winning essay from Dream Out Loud. Dream Out Loud by Tamara Young. After college, I dream of becoming a teacher. The reason I dream of becoming a teacher is because I want to teach kids about social studies, math, and reading. I want to teach them how they can become what they dream of becoming. The people who inspire me are Benjamin Carson, my mom Stacy Bradley, and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The reason Benjamin Carson inspires me is because he achieved what he dreamed of becoming. The reason my mom inspires me is because right now in my life I am very bright, yet sometimes I misbehave. My mom always pushes me so hard in school because a long time ago people thought black people were dumb, but they aren't. Some of them are very bright. So my mom pushes me hard in school to prove them wrong. The reason Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. inspires me is because he had a dream and he put it in a speech. That speech is very famous. He dreamed that white people and black people could go to the same schools. That's why I am inspired to become a teacher. When I am a teacher, I will teach kids that they can become anything they want to be. I'll tell them to use those intelligent minds to become anything they want to be. And that's how I'll change the world.
My name is Sydney Pepper, and I am the 2011 winner of the Gheens Institute for Innovation Young Entrepreneurship Award. I want to welcome you to the 2012 Gheens Institute for Innovation, Creativity and Entrepreneurship Awards, honoring Jefferson County Public Schools' most prestigious past and present innovators who dare to dream outside the box. First, I want to thank my fellow students from Kennedy Montessori for the outstanding musical performance and the winner of the 2012 Kentucky Dream Out Loud contest. Tamara Young from King Elementary. Her essay encourages all of us to keep believing in the power of dreams. I too have a dream of becoming a cooking host on the Food Network, and I dream of attending college, then opening my restaurant. I know that with hard work and commitment that anyone's dreams can and will come true. It is now my privilege to introduce to you the coordinator of the Gheens Institute for Innovation and our mistress of ceremonies for this afternoon, Ms. Sandra Farron.
Thank you, Sydney. The theme of this year's program is Dare to Dream, and as a young child, all of us have dreams. Like Tamari, I too dreamed of being a teacher. Last week, I had the privilege of visiting elementary schools throughout the district, and I talked with students and teachers about their dreams, so I'd like to share some of those with you. Teachers said, "I dare to dream of being Peter Pan and never growing old." I can identify with that one. Another said, "I dare to dream of losing 30 pounds before my daughter's wedding." Yet another said, "I dream of a classroom where every student has the opportunity to attend college." The students were even more serious. They said, "I dream of having my very own bed with warm covers to sleep in every night." Another said, "I dream of being able to do math as well as my friend Josh." Another said, "I dream of a cure for cancer for my grandma." And yet another said, "I dream of having a puppy, so I have somebody in my life that will love me." Regardless of our age, we all have dreams. It is only by dreaming that we accomplish our goals. Today, it is my privilege to introduce a very special gentleman who represents a foundation that has had a very important dream for decades. That is to ensure that all JCPS children graduate, prepared to reach their full potential, and contribute to our society throughout life. It is my honor and privilege to present Mr. Carl Thomas, President and Treasurer of the Gheens Foundation Incorporated, whose funding makes this celebration possible.
Thank you, Sandra. On behalf of the trustees of the Gheens Foundation, I welcome you to the 2012 Gheens Pioneer Innovation Awards. Over the years, JCPS has been the #1 recipient of grants from the Gheens Foundation. Our signature achievement has been the founding of the Gheens Academy. We believe in supporting our teachers and administrators, helping them to be the best that they can be for the benefit of all of our children. It's my pleasure this afternoon to introduce a person who needs no introduction. Donna M. Hargens is the Superintendent of the Jefferson County Public Schools, having been selected for the position effective August 2011. Prior to her appointment, she served the Wake County Public School System in Raleigh, North Carolina for 22 years in a variety of positions that included Chief Academic Officer, Interim Superintendent, Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction, Area Superintendent, and Principal of 2 high schools. Among her educational qualifications are graduating summa cum laude with a BA from Marquette University in Wisconsin, earning a Master's in Education and Educational Administration Supervision from the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, and being awarded a Doctor of Education in Education Leadership, Management, and Policy from Seton Hall University in New Jersey. Donna's a native of Milwaukee. She began her career as a teacher of Spanish and English. She's married with 2 adult children, is a voracious reader, and a proponent of physical fitness. As superintendent of JCPS, Dr. Hargens' focus is raising the student achievement for all of our children. She is relentless in expecting staff to collect and analyze data in order to make informed decisions. Her leadership style is grounded in collaboration. She devotes extensive time to listening to staff, parents, and community to gain their perspectives and insights before making recommendations that will impact the operation of the district and the performance of its students. Dr. Hargens.
It is such an honor to be here, and it's my pleasure to also recognize some honored guests that we have in attendance with us. The school board members of the Jefferson County Public School System. We have Chairwoman Diane Porter, Board Member Linda Duncan, and Board Member Carol Haddad. Thank you for your service. And we also have some former pioneer innovators, Henry Heiser Jr., Dr. Regina Kyle, Dr. Samuel Robinson, and Ed Hamilton. And we also have National PTA Senior State Advocacy Strategist, Crystal Jones. National PTA Regional Advocacy Specialist, Leanne Kendricks. And National PTA Service Representative, Ivalise Castro. On behalf of the members of the Jefferson County Board of Education, over 17,000 employees, and 101,000 students, I want to congratulate in advance all of the award winners. The innovation and the commitment this award embodies represents some of the very best work within our district and is one of the reasons I know that Jefferson County Public Schools will become the country's best urban school district. We are so fortunate to have a talented staff and a talented community that puts education as the #1 priority. Thank you all for everything that you do and have done to support our students. And a special thank you for the leadership of Carl Thomas and for the support of the Gheens Foundation. Thank you, Gheens Foundation.
Dare to dream. Over the last 5 years, the Gheens Institute has honored community members and district pioneers whose dreams, ambitions, and commitment over time has positively impacted the success of JCPS students. This year's prestigious group of honorees are being recognized specifically in 4 categories. These categories all support student achievement and are, first, excellence in teaching and learning; secondly, eliminating barriers; thirdly, out of school time or after school support; and fourth, but not least, outstanding school leadership. Our first honoree, representing excellence in teaching and learning, is the LGE-KU WHAS Excel Award. In the late 1980s, a very prominent member of our community, Mr. Neil Cooven, had a dream. He aspired to recognize outstanding teachers in our community that make a significant difference in a child's life. Even now, every one of you sitting in this room can remember a special teacher. So I'm going to ask you to do something real quickly. I want you to turn to your neighbor, and I want you to say the name of a teacher that sticks out in your mind that had the most impact on your life. Okay. Everybody had one, I can tell. Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my favorite teacher that had the most impact in my life. She was my 9th grade English teacher, and she was Miss Norma Shelton. And nobody wanted to be in her class because she was the hard teacher. And if Miss Shelton was sitting right here today, she would have us with a paper and a pencil, and we'd be diagramming sentences just as fast as we could diagram. Now, about 90% of the people in this room have no idea what diagramming sentences is. But Miss Shelton did, but she didn't believe in wasting time either, because she would also have us reciting lines from Romeo and Juliet at the same time. I remember Miss Shelton specifically because she had high expectations for her students. And none of us, not one person in that classroom, would let her down. We had a silent pact that whatever her expectations were, we were going to meet those expectations. And that's what the Excel Awards do. Over the last 3 decades, WHAS Television and Community Partners, PNC, first, and then LGKU have recognized hundreds of excellent teachers in JCPS and surrounding counties for their talent, expertise, and commitment to our students. Those individuals set the bar high and found ways for all children to be prepared. Let's watch and listen. I direct you to the screens.
The Excel Award has been around a while. We were talking the other day that we're getting ready to celebrate 23 years of Excel Award winners, of honoring great school teachers in our community. What we have received out of this is to tell the communities about the great work of public educators and the fact that in the beginning we felt like they were not getting enough recognition. I just want you to know that this golden apple reflects the faces of all the children that you have affected during your years as a public school teacher and those that you will affect in the future. Congratulations.
Miss Melody Holt-Schuler, if you'll please stand. She is from LG&E, KU. You will be escorted to the stage today by Brian Humphreys and joined by your fellow colleagues from WHAS and LG&E. Mr. Gary Rodemeyer, Mr. Neil Kuven, Mr. Chris Whalen, Mike Mull, and Dan Ulmer also represent this important group. Come forward to the stage, please. Come on up. Dr. Harkins, we are pleased to present the WHAS Excel Awards with the 2012 Pioneer Innovator Award in the category of Excellence in Teaching and Learning. And we have an award for both WHAS, Gary Rodemeyer, if you would accept that from our superintendent, and Melody Holt-Schuler, if you will accept one from LG&E, please. Let's give these folks a round of applause. Mr. Rodemeyer, we have another special presentation by special request, and I call him my cell phone buddy because I picked up the cell phone and called Mr. Kuven, and he actually answered, and I go, "Oh, is this Neil Kuven? Can you please come to the ceremony?" And he generously accepted, and he asked if he could make a special presentation at this time.
I'm going to get quick notes. I've got to do this with notes. I'll never get out beyond that. Gary and I met in the summer of 1987 when I came to Louisville from Raleigh, North Carolina, where Dr. Harkins is from. I spent a lot of time in cities like New York in broadcasting, Detroit, Atlanta, Boston. So I knew news anchors. I knew the good ones, the best ones. And I got here, and there was this young man, Gary Rodemeyer, with a long name. But he was a wonderful, great, terrific, shining example of what you want out of a news anchor. He had a great sense of honesty, a great sense of awareness, and he was a great reporter, which all adds up when you think about it to what you would want in a man. He became, after I left the station a couple of years later, about 4 years later, the voice and the face of the Excel Award, and a better choice couldn't have been made because of who he is. There's a station town uses 4 L's as part of their signature. Gary goes an extra one. He goes to 5 C's: concerned, committed, connected, community, and caring. When there's a News Anchors Hall of Fame, I don't think there's a question as to who's going to make it on the first ballot. Gary, it's with a great deal of admiration and appreciation that I present this to you. I've had it all these years, and I want you to have it. This is the very first Excel Award. This is the one that we patterned all the hundreds of others after. Doesn't have any name on it. I didn't get a chance to get it engraved. But I just wanted you to have it. I've had it all these years, and it belongs to you. Congratulations.
Yet a number of students in JCPS and other districts across the country face challenges outside the classroom doors, which may impact their learning. Consequently, it becomes imperative that we as educational leaders collaborate with our community partners to address such issues. Our second Pioneer awardee is Dr. Tamir Banerjee. He and the volunteers from SPAVA, the Society for the Prevention of Aggressiveness and Violence Among Adolescents, have addressed the dream of eliminating barriers for all students. Let's watch.
Now, Dr. Banerjee was teaching in England when the tragic shootings at Heath High School occurred in 1997 in Paducah, Kentucky. He responded by closing his practice to focus on youth. He founded SPAVA, that's the Society for the Prevention of Aggressiveness and Violence Among Adolescents. This interactive program teaches children how to be honorable and respectful. He recruits volunteer mentors and then solicits scholarship donations.
And I turned on the computer and I saw there was a killing at Heath High School. And I said, we should be able to do something because this is very, very important that we teach our children about respect, because violence is the ultimate sign of disrespect. Being with children, I thought it was very important because we have the next generation, because they are my investment. I figured, I can earn money and I can lose money, but if I invest in children, that's going to be the best.
Honor to recognize founder Dr. Tamir Banerjee as a 2012 Pioneer Innovator Awardee for supporting student achievement through his work with SPAVA. Would you please come forward, Dr. Banerjee? I would like to take this opportunity to recognize any SPAVA volunteers that may be in the audience. Do we have any with us?
We have several.
Would you please stand if you're one of the SPAVA volunteers and be recognized?
In our program, we have several.
Congratulations and thanks to all of you for the fine work you do. Dr. Banerjee, thank you so very much. Let's give him a round of applause, please. Student learning doesn't stop when the school bell rings in the afternoon. Recognizing the importance of out-of-school time, an outstanding group of women in our community support the dream of success for all students by providing opportunities for after-school support that include tutoring, mentoring, and student workshops. They are a part of a national organization known as the Links. Let's hear about their work in JCPS.
The Links program has a rich legacy of wonderful women who come into our community to change the quality of life. The children, number one, they have a role model that comes into the center. Even before the children even know the Links are already thinking about them, and that's already awesome. And so the level of integrity and character and the professionalism that the Links women have, it's overpowering for our young people. They have a role model. That's number one.
The Links program has come to Olmsted Academy South this past school year to work with some of our 6th grade girls, and they meet with them monthly to talk about careers and nutrition and fitness and bully prevention. And they've worked with them all school year to basically help them set goals for their careers and their future in higher education.
Well, we have one student that he's been with Links program since he was in middle school, through high school. Now he's going on to college with the help of Links, providing him with the scholarship. Just to see this kid, go through middle and high school and to graduate from high school to go on to college is very, very, it just makes me emotional just to see him succeed, knowing where he comes from.
am very pleased to introduce a special group of ladies from the Louisville chapter of the Lynx Incorporated, led by their president, Willie Settles, as 2012 Pioneer Innovators in the after-school category. Ms. Settles is being escorted to the stage by Carmel Floyd, who is also a Central High School National Honor Society member, and joining her are the officers of the Louisville chapter of Lynx. Let's give them a big round of applause as they come forward. I would also like any additional members of the Lynx group to please stand and be recognized because they are a large group. You can even come forward if you'd like. Dr. Harkins will present a token of our appreciation for the out-of-time school support to President Ms. Willie Settles. Let's give him a round of applause as they... I don't think I saw all of the Lynx members stand up because I know they exceed 20. Did everybody stand up? Ms. Porter, did you stand up? All the members of the Lynx, Dr. Tinsley. Thank you all for being here today, and thank you for the wonderful work that you do. And behind every great school, there's a great leader. I had the privilege to work with these next two recipients, and I can assure you that there are no greater leaders than our final two Pioneer awardees, Ms. Carol Miller and Dr. Deanna Tinsley. When I spoke to one of the awardees just a few weeks ago, she said, "The word pioneer makes me feel old. I don't know if I want to be a pioneer." I shared with her that the pioneers were courageous people who dared to take risks and pave the way for those who will follow. It is the mark of a great pioneer who acquires great wisdom and knowledge and passes it on to their successors. These two leaders have done just that. They have served as mentors to dozens of new principals and administrators because they are known as champions of children. Let's listen as their colleagues and their students speak about them. Ms. Miller.
I met Ms. Miller because I knew one day when I grew up I was going to be a principal. And so I asked one of my mentors in the district, where can I go that someone can groom me and shape me to be the leader that I know I can be? And she said, you need to go visit Carol Miller.
She always helped me, she answered questions for me, and she led me down the path to success. I did not know that very first day how she would change my life.
The thing about Ms. Miller, she sees things in you that you don't see yourself, and she brings them to your awareness very subtly. And she put a lot of investment into the human piece in the workplace. Everybody knew that we could go to Ms. Miller. And when you have a relationship like that with your supervisor, you're willing to do whatever it takes.
She cares about kids more than anyone I have ever met in my entire life. Watching her interact with children, the way she embraces them and hugs them and truly cares about these children, it's heartwarming. I have watched her, and in my own mind, I hope someday I can do what Carol Miller does, because the genuineness and the love and the tenderness she shows to these kids is just unparalleled.
She's helped me out in school, and she's when we needed help, she would come by and help us.
She's really nice and generous, and she's like a grandma to my brothers. She's always helped us out and gave us opportunities.
Ms. Miller will be escorted to the stage by Miquelle Crane. But as she's coming to the stage, I want to read the last two lines of a poem that was written by the McFerrin class of 1991 entitled Love. Love is coming to school every day because someone cares that I'm here. Greets us all each morning on our way to class and even knows our names. Our Miss Miller. So our Miss Miller, would you please come and accept the 2012 Pioneer Innovator Award. Carol Miller, this recognition is long overdue. Let's give her a big round of applause. She deserves it. Our final awardee can only be described in one word: a lady. Her ethics are beyond reproach, and her wisdom exceeds the boundaries of the word immense. Ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you it is my privilege to introduce Dr. Deanna Tinsley, escorted by Central High School student Brian Humphreys. Dr. Tinsley. And Dr. Tinsley, as you're coming forward, we'd like to play your video clip, because these folks have never seen these video clips and who we really conned into coming to talk about them.
I met Miss Miller because I knew one day when I grew up I was going to be a principal, and so I asked one of my mentors in the district, you know, where can I go that someone can groom me and shape me to be the leader that I know I can be, and she said, you need to go visit Carol Miller.
She always helped me, she answered questions for me, and she led me down the path to success. I did not know that very first day how she would change my life.
The thing about Miss Miller, she sees things in you that you don't see yourself, and she brings them to your awareness very subtly. And she put a lot of investment into the human piece in the workplace. Everybody knew that we could go to Miss Miller. And when you have a relationship like that with your supervisor, you're willing to do whatever it takes.
She cares about kids more than anyone I have ever met in my entire life. Watching her interact with children, the way she embraces them and hugs them and truly cares about these children, it's heartwarming. I have watched her, and in my own mind, I think, I hope someday I can do what Carol Miller does, because the genuineness and the love and the tenderness she shows to these kids is just unparalleled.
She's helped me out in school, and she's when we needed help, she would come by and help us.
She's really nice and generous, and she's like a grandma to my brothers. She's always like helped us out and gave us opportunities.
Deanna Shope Tinsley, let's give her a round of applause. And I can say there was no better boss than Dr. Tinsley. I will attest to it. Let's ask all of our Pioneer Innovators to stand and give them a round of applause at this time. Congratulations to each one of you. You are very deserving winners, very deserving. The mission of the Gheens Institute is to encourage, support, and recognize the creativity of both adults and children. We are honored to have renowned artist Ed Hamilton presenting the awards to some of our finest young artists. Now, this is my favorite video. The Dare to Dream artists during this video proudly display their work. Let's watch.
Dare to dream. I'm Sunny Podbelsic. Dare to dream of a day when there are no hospitals. Innovation. I'm Michael Jump. Dare to dream, rockstar.
I'm Lily Jordan. Dare to dream of a world where your favorite book characters come to life. Innovation.
I'm Kalea Britt. Dare to dream that I had a pet bull in my bedroom. Innovation. I'm Austin Roberts. Dare to dream and let your dreams take wings. Innovation.
I'm Arthur Einstein George. Dare to dream of a time when cars can fly. Innovation.
Dare
The Gheens Institute for Innovation Dare to Dream Art Contest honors talented students in the elementary, middle, and high school for their creativity and innovation. The winners of the 2012 competition are: in the preschool division, we honor Michael Jones and his teacher, Mrs. Ostertag.
If the students will come forward with their teacher to stand by their picture that's proudly displayed up front, Mr. Hamilton will leave the stage and present your award to you. Mr. Jones, good job. And Ms. Ostertag, if you will then stand by his picture with him.
In the elementary primary division, we honor Kayla Britt and her teacher, Miss Hudson. In the elementary division, in grades 3rd through 5th, we honor Austin Roberts and his teacher, Mr. Ward. In the middle school division, we honor 2 students. They are Lily Jordan and her teacher, Miss Hall, and Sunny Pabelsek and her teacher, Mrs. Pabelsek. In the high school division, we honor Amber Powell and her teacher, Miss Wilhott. In the middle school and high school division 3D, we honor Arthur Anisai George and his teacher, Mrs. Pabelsek. Congratulations to all of our winners.
I'd also like to recognize at this time Melissa Gano, who is our art specialist from Jefferson County Public Schools, who each year coordinates the contest for the Gheens Institute. Melissa, would you please stand and be recognized? At Olmsted Academy South, dozens of young women have a dream of telling a story with their voices. Let's listen as they tell us the story of why they sing. Ladies and gentlemen, the Olmsted Women's Choir.
Celebrates and speaks what we believe.
for Innovation, Creativity and Entrepreneurship Awards were created to honor innovative practices in and out of the classroom. From preschoolers experiencing social studies through the exchange of postcards, or teachers and principals trying new strategy to enhance literacy instruction, both of our first awardees dare to dream. Let's watch.
The U.S. Postcard Exchange is an exchange with teachers across the country. There's one teacher from each state represented, and what we do is we send postcards off at the beginning of the school year, and in the postcard we talk about the different geographic features. I have younger students this year, and it's interesting to find that even though they're real young, they catch on to key facts. And a lot of people underestimate preschoolers, that, oh, they're just little, they can't possibly know about Washington and apples come from Washington. But they can tell you, if they point to a state, oh, that's Texas, they have a lot of bulls, or things like that. So they get excited, especially if they key on certain states. They're like, oh, I know that one, I know that one.
The STEM project is really a collaborative project between two schools. I proposed to them that teachers work together to unpack each Common Core standard in literature and informational text, and that we work together collaboratively. It's like if you think about a flower and you think about the roots underneath. The roots are our Common Core, and the STEM is really the structure in which a student answers a question.
From Diedrich McFerrin Preschool, and Dr. Harkins, I won't tell you how much she spends on postage, though, okay? I promise. Presenting the award to Stephanie is Dr. Harkins, and meanwhile, would Stephanie Nutter, Sarah Reed, and Deborah Rivera from Field Elementary in Atkinson come forward for the STEM project. Did I get it right, Stephanie? Atkinson Elementary. Go Atkinson. Atkinson Academy, excuse me. Congratulations, folks. We appreciate all of your hard work on behalf of our students. Technology is at the heart of innovation for today's students, and complemented by puppetry and a little laughter, the Good Computer Kids program at Chenoweth Elementary develops new skills and helps students soar to new heights in the computer classroom. While way across town at South Park Tap, talented young women from throughout the district celebrate the arts through acting, playwriting, and costume design at the annual Humanities Festival.
Good Computer Kids teaches digital citizenship and technology concepts through puppetry, animation, original music, and digital storytelling. The coolest thing for me has been watching the kids watch the episodes and hearing them laugh, and knowing that I've written something that not only teaches them, but is also entertaining. And I think that's kind of a really cool thing when you think about, I've taught them something and I've also made them laugh, and I think when you make a kid laugh, it kind of sticks.
South Park TAP is part of the TAP program, which is a teenage parent program here. The Humanities Festival at South Park TAP introduces young women to the arts and culture by also allowing them to explore it with their mind, body, and spirit in a way that they maybe not are always comfortable with, so that puts them outside of their comfort zone and gives them, I think, an opening to different horizons and seeing the world in a different light.
Let's welcome two-time winner Russ Hockenberry to the stage from Chenoweth Elementary and his student assistant Emily Vickers. And from the Humanities Festival, Martha Bartlett, Kara Parker, Krista Pierce, Michael Sorrendo, and Letitia Usher from South Park Tap. By the way, when these folks came to have their picture made, they were all in costume, right on the Humanities Festival Costuming Committee. Let's give these folks a round of applause. No masks today, folks. Excellence in teaching and learning takes a village, and at 2 JCPS schools, man's best friend answers the call for help. Our next awardees found out that our canine friends are not only great teachers, but patient listeners as well. Watch as our next awardees tell about the unique use of our animal friends in the classroom.
Rough Rough Readers is a reading program at Atkinson Academy that I started a few years back in partnership with Paws with Purpose organization. Their different owners and trainers will come out with the dogs. They bring the dogs out once a week, and the dogs will sit and listen to my children read. And my children will work all month to read to their dog. So they will practice books for their dog. The main thing is just that motivation and that drive to want to learn. And then the children will start to make bigger gains and bigger progress because they're so excited about reading and they're wanting to check out more books for their dog.
Math Possibilities is a collaboration, a mentorship, an animal-assisted therapy program that we've put into place to bolster and reinforce the Do the Math Now program at No Middle School. Bella in the classroom acts as a friend, an acceptable way to take a little break and then come back fresher, calmer, more focused towards the math.
Please come forward, Elizabeth Fuller from Atkinson Academy, also the 2011 Kentucky Teacher of the Year, and Krista Seymour from No Middle School. Do we have any of the dogs with us today? I'd like to ask while they're coming forward, Dr. Hargens will present the awards. Oh, here come the dogs. The dogs are coming forward also. By the way, we have to applaud Jonathan Roberts because if you look in the program, he took pictures of the dogs, and to get all 4 of them to sit still was a real task. Oh, wow, we have some more. All right, these are the Atkinson Academy puppies. This one doesn't like the camera. He's camera shy, the one in the middle. And Krista Seymour, would you come forward? And I believe you have Bella and Leslie Nord. When she brought this dog in, our eyes all got very wide. Bella likes this picture taken. Let's thank the dog trainers and our teachers, Leslie and Elizabeth. Thank you very much, and the dogs can go back to sleep now. See, you never know what you're going to get when you come to the Innovation Awards. The great outdoors provides the perfect opportunity for children to participate in after-school programs. Pair this with a great book, and you have the perfect setting for an after-school support program at Young Elementary. Students at Young definitely like to read and weed.
The Young Schoolyard Garden Project is a program for kids to learn about where food comes from. We have about 8 raised beds at school as well as 12 planters, and students plant after school and also maintain those gardens over the summer. There's many ties to the curriculum that the Schoolyard Garden Project has. One is through just the plant life cycles, but also about nutrition and insects and pollinators. Students seem to be really excited about the garden. They like to go out and check on their plants.
To the stage, Cabrina Bosco from Young Elementary. Dr. Hargens will present the award. And I just happen to know that Cabrina is supposed to be in class tonight, and I promised her I'd get her out on time. I'm running a little late, Cabrina. Congratulations, Cabrina. In our city of possibilities, everyone plays a significant role in educating our children. And many times this responsibility also demands that we as a community address barriers that impact learning. Business leaders, parent advocates, and the health community have stepped forward to do just that. They have given of their time, talent, and expertise to create innovative programs which eliminate barriers and support student achievement. Let's listen as partners Class Act Credit Union and our local attorneys tell of their work in the Jefferson County Public Schools.
The Credit Union in Schools program that we have is actually a program for the students to be able to get some real-world work experience. Class Act Federal Credit Union actually has a real live credit union branch that's in the schools. What we have right now is a program where the students will actually work in the summertime and train to be tellers. So the program that we have trains them to work in the school branch. And the school branch basically is just like any other branch that we have. They have access to the same computer system that we do at our main branch at Class Act.
CARE is a financial literacy program that the acronym stands for Credit Abuse Resistance Education. I think the emphasis and the goal of CARE is to expose high school seniors to information that they otherwise might not have ever been presented either in the home or in school or some other organization, in order to give them at least the opportunity to be aware of some of the things that they will face and some of the possibilities that will confront them that could lead to financial problems. And the attorneys have just taken to this program and feel that is one way the attorneys can give back to their community.
Would the Credit Union at Schools project come forward at this time? They are Tom Annison, Glenn Beatty, Bryce Hibbard, Mary Jackie, who's our own Ben Jackie's better half, Kenneth Moeller, Dana Shoemate, Tammy Slaughter, and Tom Watson. What a group. Congratulations. I will tell you this as we're giving out the awards, that this is the largest group of honorees that we have awarded recognition to in the 5 years that we have been doing this program. So we appreciate your participation and the outstanding projects that you have submitted this year to all of you. And yes, Ben, Mary got her time on camera now too. Let's give a round of applause to the credit union at schools. And get ready, CARE. And the CARE project. If you would come forward. This includes Donna Benton, Lee Pauly Goff, Brent Harrod, Todd Horsemeyer, Ben Jackie, Robbie Jones, Kim Katzman, Ted King, Honorable William Knopf, Mike McLean, Brian Meldrum, Jan Mester, Sam Moody, Jason Polite, Dr. Brian Shoemade, Andrew Stossberg, Melinda Sunderland, and Teresa White. And I tell you what, folks, what we're going to do for you all is we're going to hand you one piece and ask you to come up and get yours afterwards, so for the sake of time, okay? Just, if somebody will hold one to have the picture made, and Dr. Huggins will be in the picture. What a fine-looking group, right? And I want to give one kudo while this group is leaving the stage. Brent Harrod, are you up here? Brent, raise your hand. Brent is the designer of the programs and the invitations and the sign for this year's awards ceremony. And he dared to dream. Parents as partners is an old cliche with a brand new meaning for JCPS. And guess what? Our 15th District PTA has gone way beyond fundraisers, bake sales, and room parents. They have taken on the impressive role of parent educators. Honored with a grant from the National PTA, the 15th District Work Team now has a dream of educating every parent in JCPS about the new Common Core standards. This exciting undertaking exemplifies parent power at its best. And I'll ask the PTA to come forward as they watch their video.
Our 15th District PTA has partnered with the JCPS Gheens Academy of Instruction and Curriculum to make a parent-friendly presentation or workshop for parents and community members to help them understand how the Kentucky Core academic standards are going to be different this year and how they're going to affect their students. There are fewer standards, but they're harder, and they help the students be more college and career ready.
These folks have been so famous recently for their work, we can't even believe it. In fact, one of these folks even went to Washington, D.C. with the president recently. Sharon, raise your hand. Dr. Hargens will present the award to the 15th District PTA, and Sharon will be taking autographs in the back of the room after the program. I get the first autograph, Sharon. Healthy children are happy children, and happy children are outstanding students. Our final awardees in the health and wellness category span the age range from preschool to high school. Watch as our youngest children at Dietrich McFerrin Early Childhood Center learn about the power of walking. Guess what the name of their walking path is? The Miller Mile, for their renowned principal. And as high school students at Fern Creek Traditional High School are immersed in planting, harvesting, and gardening.
We Walk Well is a program of 3, 4, and 5-year-olds in the Head Start program at McFerrin. What we do is every day that we walk, we track our steps. We do 2,000 steps. We talk about what 2,000 steps is. We look at numbers. They know that 2,000 steps is a mile. They know that walking a mile, you burn 100 calories. They love it. They want the pedometers on their foot.
A dynamic interdisciplinary school garden program is using a school garden as a tool to bring all of these contents together. The larger learning happens, where those metacognitive connections happen, is when you take math and science and when you take English and history and you start to put those things together. And an amazing place for this to happen is in the school garden. When you start to put taste and smell and feel and sight and interaction with people and laughter and all of these different things together, all of a sudden the learning becomes a lot deeper.
Please come forward. Pamela Sutton from Dietrich McFerrin Head Start Program, and Joseph Franson from Fern Creek Traditional High School. Me neither, Pamela. I hope you don't walk in those shoes every day, right? Did you get the glamour shot? Yeah, that was good. Joseph Franson from Fern Creek. At this point in the program, I would also like to recognize Joni Levy from Dawson-Orman, Jackie Williams, and Ms. Jones from Churchill Park as 2012 mini grant winners. Would you please stand and be recognized? I would like to take this opportunity to thank our student mistress of ceremony, who will begin the ending of our program. Sydney? Let's give Sydney a round of applause. She's a 6th grader in Newburgh Middle School.
Dreaming is not something that everyone can do. It requires courage that is a trait of only a few. And even if the rest of the world laughs at you, just believe in yourself, for dreams do come true. Dare to dream.
Thank you, Sydney. We also need to take this time to thank the National Honor Society students from Central High School. These young men have done a great job. Thanks to Tamari Young for her wonderful essay, to the Olmsted South Choir, and folks, they have all of these parents back there who have come to listen to them perform tonight. And our last performance is from a young student at Lincoln Performing Arts Academy. This is Tristan Boyer, and she has a song to leave us with today. Following that, we'll ask the choir to leave, and we'll look back one more time at our Pioneer Innovators. Tristan? By the way, these children have had no rehearsals. They came in today and did this cold. So, Tristan, we thank you for being here today.
If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't I?
Next, American Idol, Tristan Boyer. Let's stand and give her a round of applause. That was beautiful, Tristan. Let's watch and take one last look at our 2008 to 2012 Pioneer Innovators.